What's up, guys? Adam Palmer here. I've got another question, and this one is, as a freelancer, how to get out of a bad deal where you agreed to own a percentage of a startup, but the client lied about amount of users. There's zero traction. I have 100% client satisfaction score, and I don't want to lose it. Well, you got yourself into a situation here, didn't you? Now, the thing is, I'm a little unsure about what type of contract you accepted, because accepting like percentages of ownership in a company isn't either a milestone option or an hourly contract option. So you did something here where you accepted a contract, but was there money involved with the contract? Is there an hourly? So you got to let me know about that, because I have no idea what is going on. Like, if you even have a valid Upwork contract. Obviously you do, because you're worried about your JSS, your score. So I would say you're in a tough spot, because you got to figure out what terms you started the contract, how much you worked on the contract. Upwork doesn't allow free work, so you're kind of in a weird breaching of terms of service area, because you didn't accept the contract for monetary payment. You accepted it for a percentage of payments. You know, if you're trying to rectify the situation, you got to determine whether you want to work with this person or not, and whether you want to continue with the startup. It's always very difficult with startups, because, yeah, I mean, the financing is tough with them, and there's a lot of work to be done. So I would just sooner rather than later have the conversation with him, like, I'm running a freelance business and I can't operate unless I have an income. Here's my situation. I can do this a couple different ways, but it's gonna require compensation if, well, it will continue work. What happened in the past, it may be tough. Quantifying the amount of time you spent, what you did, that type of thing, because Upwork's not gonna probably save you there, because it sounds like this contract is kind of in the gray area. So I think that you may need to just cut off any work that you may have done, and it sucks, we've all been there, but you gotta kind of cut the loss there and have a conversation and say, hey, moving forward, what do we want to do? Because here's the situation. There's no traction. It's obviously the business itself is not gonna be lucrative, so I'm not gonna have any profit in taking. And you're also saying no to other clients that want to pay you X per hour. And you have a fiduciary responsibility. You, your business, your family, your loved ones, that you gotta bring home the bacon. You gotta take care of business. So have that difficult conversation with the client and said, hey man, look, I thought we'd be here or not. Obviously we're not gonna have profits. I need to eat. And moving forward, well, I'm willing to, all this work, all this sweat equity that I put in, you know, hopefully that still allows me to have a percentage, maybe a little smaller, negotiated, but then moving forward, here's my hourly rate. I'm prepared to put 10 to 15 hours a week into this while I also work with these other paying clients, and that's gonna be at $60, $70, $100 an hour. So you're gonna have to pony up $1,000, $1,500 a week or whatever it is, or I do this anymore because I need to eat. My family needs to eat. So if it's a shitty review, but that's the worst of it, really. But if you play it cool, you show him that you're being rational, and he's a business guy, you're a business guy, I'm sure you guys can come to a reasonable term where you're not flaking out and leaving him in a pile of shit, and then he understands that he's reasonable, that you need an income. And you also have to be the CEO of your business here and man up and say, hey, you know, I'm gonna take the L here if I have to. I have other things going on where I'm gonna be able to buttress against any bad reviews or bad stars and get past this. You have 100% JSS, so one client, affects that greatly. Obviously, you're kind of on shaky foundation to begin with. Those are the best times to look in the mirror and say, time to go 100 miles an hour, get 3 more clients, do a good job there. Review that he possibly may leave you will get buried. And it's funny because once you have 200 great reviews, 5-star, loving you, then you have someone that writes 2-star and they sound crazy. Let them have that crazy thing. They're gonna look crazy. They're gonna look like they're the irrational ones, that but they're the emotional crazy ones. And the freelancer looks like they dodged the bullet because they can just respond to that. Be like, look at my other record. Like, everything's good here. Like, I'm not, I don't go into the business of just, not helping clients. Like, obviously this was someone that oversold their business. This happens all the time. I get so many people that say, hey, Adam, I would love to pay your hourly rate, but I can't. Will you take a percentage of my business that isn't even on the ground yet? No, bro. I don't know you. I don't know your business. I don't know this. I don't know that. You have to protect yourself and your own business. These are strangers, basically. They're not business partners right out of the gate. If someone wants to share their business, they should be making big revenues already to be able to say, hey man, we're bringing in this much a month. If I cut you in on this, you're guaranteed that. And that's a way different conversation than to take what's the most risky thing, which is starting a business. Because, like, what's the stat of failed businesses? Like 2 out of 3 probably within the first couple of years, like 9 out of 10 restaurants. So it's like, you can't do that. And you can't do that unless you have a whole load of money in the bank that can get you through the very real possibility of that business that this dude sold you not working out. And it's a really tough spot to be put in because business is difficult. So I'll never say yes to any of those things. I've had guys, show me built platforms. It looked great. And it's even with a built product, it's still so tough to get traction, to get users, to get the onboarding done, to get the growth, to get people sticking with it. These are major businesses, especially in like the SaaS realm and software as a service, that it requires a company. It requires like a lot of energy to keep that stuff going, and it's going to require probably more than a freelancer, So yeah, that's my take there. And yeah, thanks for the question.